A whistleblower is casting doubt on the way the international chemical weapons watchdog handled last year's alleged chemical attack in the Syrian city of Douma. A leaked internal email from an unnamed employee at the OPCW claims that the organisation cherry-picked and misrepresented facts in its official report. The release by WikiLeaks coincides too with the OPCW's five-day conference in The Hague, which starts in just a few hours' time. Let's go to Europe. Our correspondents across this, Igor Zhdanov today. Hey Igor, morning. You'd think this might have renewed focus to the OPCW's imminent conference. Is it raising eyebrows in The Hague, this thing we've mentioned there starting in a few hours?
Well, Kevin, even if it does, they're trying to keep a straight face there. On the agenda of this annual meeting is just routine administrative stuff. But this whistleblower email is certainly the big elephant in that room, because it was compiled by one of the co-authors of the OPCW's report onto the 2018 chemical attack in the Syrian city of Douma. And well, his words, I should say, sum up better than anything his feelings when he saw what the report that he was working on turned out to be, as he is accusing the OPCW of manipulating facts.
After reading the modified report, I was struck by how much it misrepresents the facts. An unintended bias has been introduced into the report, undermining its credibility. Crucial facts have morphed into something quite different what was originally drafted.
Now, this is far from the first time this report is drawing criticism. For instance, some have pointed out that it took the OPCW investigators some 10 days to get onto the site of the attack, saying that, well, a lot could have been changed by people on the ground. A lot of evidence could have been doctored or changed or altered and just in general messed with somehow. Now criticism is coming from inside the body itself. And while it took 10 days for the investigators to get on site, it took a couple of days literally for the US, the UK and France to launch action, to launch airstrikes, to assign the blame to the Syrian army, to say that President Bashar Assad was responsible, and to launch airstrikes against Syrian army's facilities. Now, the final version of the report, while the OPCW, of course, was not tasked with assigning blame, but circumstantially it did kind of point to Assad. It did point it out that the canisters carrying the deadly chlorine gas, they came from above, and in fact no one but Assad could have done so, could have dropped them, because the Syrian opposition doesn't have any air force. So this was seen as somewhat as redeeming for the hasty action taken by the United States and its partners. But according to this whistleblower, the initial version of the report did not paint that picture at all.
The redacted report states that the gas was likely released from the cylinders. The original report purposely emphasized the fact that there was insufficient evidence to affirm this.
So again, now this report has been criticized from the inside, now from the outside, I should say, now from the inside. So now this whistleblower is making one call towards the OPCW: show us what you initially had.
I am requesting that the fact-finding report be released in its entirety, as I fear that this redacted version no longer reflects the work of the team.
So indeed, it will be interesting to see whether or not anything will come out of this meeting in The Hague regarding this OPCW scandal.